Hello friends, hope you are all doing well. So today we will discuss about the study material. So whenever you are preparing for the NEET PG entrance or for next, which will be the exam that will be next year, or any institute exam. So what material should we read, which classes we should follow, and how to use available material efficiently. So we'll talk about this. So we'll again divide into two groups. One is freshers who are writing PG for the first time, and the second group is challengers who want to write exam one more time. So again, we have three options available for study material. One is notes, the handwritten notes; those are available in the market. The second is video apps, like there are multiple applications available where videos are available, test series are available, and theory is also available. And the third group is review books. So review books are they are the concised, they contain concise material taken from the standard textbook, which contains MCQs also. So there are different authors for different books. So there are three these categories: notes, review books, and video applications. So we will look into pros of this application and cons of application. Then I will discuss how I use them and what is efficient way of using all these applications. So we will discuss one by one. So I will start with the freshers who are writing the exam for the first time and who will be using these resources for the first time. So let me tell you the pros of notes. So if you have attended the class and if you have written down notes on your own, that is the best way of preparing. Because what happens whenever you are inside the class, there are a lot of things happening. Like teacher will explain you the concept, they will relate it to some story, some past experience. So whenever you are writing down the notes, when you go home and revise them in a later date, you know what happened that time. When you're reading those lines, you remember this. So it helps in memorizing. So in exam also, you will remember it in relation with the story or something. So that is the best way of starting your preparation. Second group of notes which are available are already like handwritten notes written by someone. So you can directly buy the bunch of 19 subject and you can directly start reading. So what is disadvantage of such notes is because you are not able to properly understand because these notes are written by someone else. So they are very concise, but you are not able to understand the concept, and it's very difficult. So it takes time. Sometimes you are not able to cover entire note in a short period of time or the stipulated time which you have. But the best part about notes is they are very easy to revise. It takes very less time to revise handwritten notes. The second option, because of the COVID, most of the classes went online. So if you're thinking about the classes video app, the best thing about them is they are very handy. You can watch any video anytime while eating, or you're just going somewhere, you're traveling, so you can have access to them. But what is disadvantage that you cannot watch so many videos continuously because there is a saturation that will be there, and there is a limited time every day you can attribute, you can give for video lectures. But again, having said that, these days also have test at your disposal, so you can solve so many tests on these applications. Also, one more disadvantage about the application is it's very difficult to revise because whatever test series you have already answered or any theory you have read, it's very difficult. Like after a month, it will be difficult for you to again go back to that particular topic. So that is the disadvantage with the mobile applications and these videos. Then third is review books. So review books, the good thing about review books is they have a lot of theory, they have a lot of information, there are a lot of images, there are a lot of tables, there are a lot of mnemonics. So it's very useful and it's very student friendly. Also at the end of the chapters, you get MCQs and their explanation. So whatever you have read, you can apply your knowledge and you can train yourself to solve the MCQs. But what is disadvantage is the most of the books will have a lot of unnecessary information because they want to put everything in it. So it might take a lot of time and it will be difficult for you to revise. So now the question is how to use these things effectively. First, I'll tell you what I had done. So as I told you guys in my earlier video that I had done DAM's test discussion. So what I had done is I had bought DAM's handwritten notes. So in my last video, I explained that initial six subjects: anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, pharmacology, pathology, and biomicrobiology. So these six subjects are very important. So I went through the notes. I went and then I realized, okay, I'm not very comfortable with these notes because it's difficult to understand this concept. Because these 6 subjects are very concept based. You should know the concept, and this subject will form the basis of your other clinical subject. So what I did, I got review books for them. So there are a lot of review books in the market. I will share the list in description, which have combination like anatomy, physiology, biochemistry. You'll get it in one, or you will have a different book for pathology, different for pharmacology, and for microbiology. So you will have to buy 4 books in total. But what benefit you get is you are able to go through the concept, you are able to understand. And and I'll mention it again, these 6 subjects form the basis of other clinical subject. So it's very important to have a good command on this subject. So if you're not able to understand through the notes, I will recommend buy review books for this initial 6 subject. Having said that, if you have attended live classes already for the 6 subject, you have made your own notes. There is no need to buy review books. Your notes are more than enough because your concept would have been clear during your live classes. Or even if you have done video lectures where you understood most of the part, then also there is no need to go for the review books. But if you have not done any classes, you have just done test and discussion or test series where it's difficult to cover each and every aspect of it, then I will advise you to go for the review book. Then we are talking about notes. So talking about the bigger subject like medicine, surgery, PSM, obs, gynae, and other small subject. So I feel that I went to the dance notes which I told you guys. So these notes I found they are very good and they were enough. Most of the questions I will say there were just few questions, few information that was not there, but most of the questions were covered in all the notes. So for these all subject, I think notes are very enough, fairly enough. And the best part of notes, best thing about notes is they are very easy to revise and they save you a lot of time. So that is how you should approach to the notes. You should decide that which notes are good, which notes you can follow. If not, you can replace them by the review book. Now, very one important point that you should always remember. There is a rule, one subject, one book. Either notes, either review book, or if there is something else, or the textbook you want to read, if you have so much of time. But do not use multiple books for the same subject. Why? Because we have to study 19 subjects. There is so much of information. There is an ocean. So it's not easy for anyone to remember each and every aspect. So you have to take help of every aspect. You have to, like, if you're reading, you have to try to memorize. It's not only by reading. There is a thing called visual memory. So when you read from single book, your visual memory is built. And you remember some things, हाँ इस पेज में ये right side में था, इस table में okay ये लिखा हुआ था. But if you are going to read the same topic from multiple books, like from the notes, from the review book, from the video, then you are going to have a lot of confusion during your exam. So stick to this policy. You have to trust your resources. Do not review. Do not use multiple books. Then second aspect is video lectures. So what I will advise, use video lectures for those things where you feel that you are weak in that concept, because watching video lectures of such a lengthy duration is a very difficult task. Your brain will be fatigued and you won't be able to read, and also you won't be able to recall. For example, after 2 days, if you want to revise something, if you want to go back to something in books, you can just literally flip through the pages. But for video, you don't have that luxury. You will have to go back to the video. You have to open the app. You have to go to particular timing, and then you will have to watch it, and you will have to wait till that line comes up. So it's a bit difficult task. So I will advise just reserve it in cases where you don't understand the concept. Old school approach where you stick to your notes and books, I think still it's better. Second thing also about the MCQs, whenever you are solving MCQs on app, it's very difficult. Like what I used to do during my preparation, there will be some MCQs which had a very trick. There will be some trick in those questions. There will be some concepts. So I used to mark them. So on app, it's very difficult to navigate and find those MCQs. So that is what my opinion for the videos and apps. And third is review books. So benefit of review books is, as I told you earlier, that you get a lot of books. So a lot of images and a lot of information and MCQs at the end, but it's very difficult to revise those review books. So what you can do, you can again select topics. There will be some topics in notes that you think, okay, this chapter is not so good in these notes. So you can read it from the review book. But again, do not read the same chapter from the both side just because there is some information missing from the either from the notes or the review book, because it is going to only build a confusion in the mind. So you should be very careful. Now, the second category, if you are a challenger, as I call, if you are writing exam again, if you have already done the regular classes or you have already read some notes or some review book, so there had been some your primary base, like you have some set of notes or review books or your classes. So do not change your source now. You have to trust your resources. For most of the students who have written this NEET PG exam, when they will come back, they have told me, and also this is my experience, that when you write the exam, you everything feels familiar. Okay, मैंने ये भी पढ़ा है, मैं ये question भी मुझे पता है, and you feel like okay, you are going to get a good result and you are able to answer them also. But when you exit the exam, you are very happy. Okay, this was a very good exam. Everything come from what I read. Then when you go home, when you discuss with your friends or when you see on the social media, the answer starts coming out and then you realize, oh my God, I made so many silly mistakes. So why does this happen? Why every time when you write the exam, there is a good feeling, but when you see at your result or when you discuss your questions with your friends, you realize, okay, I have done a lot of mistakes, and you will find a lot of people do this. The reason is changing the sources and not revising adequately. So if you are writing exam again, do not buy multiple books. I always say that buying books and reading books are two different things. Don't be a hoarder. Don't just buy books and because if you see it on someone else's table, so it will be a good book. It looks very bright. It has very shiny pages. So that is not how. That is not should be the criteria why you should buy books. If you're not happy with the notes, buy a review book and you stick to it. So if you are writing exam again, you should plan to revise at least 3 to 4 times before your exam. So if you read your notes, so first reading, as I said in my previous video, it should be slow reading. So you read us slowly, you try to understand, and then you revise it. So multiple time you revise, so you will memorize it. And there are always try to make mnemonics, try to make charts, try to make tables, discuss with your friends, and try to memorize it better and better. That is how you should do. I have also shared in my previous video how to make a timetable and how to follow it. And I had also asked you guys, if you feel any difficulty in following the timetable and make a timetable, just mention in the comment, which I will try to answer in the next video. Now I get a lot of questions also about the grant test and the test series. So again, I said that MCQs are very important to train your mind. So whenever you have a review book, you can solve from the MCQ books. If you do not have a review book, what you can do is you can buy a MCQ book. There are a lot of MCQs books available in the market. During my time, I had got Amit Ashish. There's one AIMS book series. That is also a very good book where you get MCQs, then answers with explanation. So whenever you give a test, again, I will say do not give a lot of text, because even if you get a good result in those tests, that is not going to fetch your seat. What is going to fetch your seat is how you are going to perform in your final examination. So write only one or two. What I will advise is write just one or two grant test like during your initial months of preparation in a month, and then maybe you can write 3 or 4 in end months as per your convenience. Now people ask me about why my rank does not correlate, whatever rank I get in this test, why my rank in my final exam is not the same. What I have observed and experienced also, if your rank in those grant tests, let's say 20,000 people are writing the grant test which you are attending all over India. So if your rank is below 2,000, there is high chance that it is going to correlate with your real result in your NEET. If your rank is above 2000, then it can land up anywhere. I will tell you the reason why. A person who is like me, when when I am reading notes, so grant test, I will give it in a light mood. Okay, I am not fully prepared. Some things like I have to memorize, I have to learn them by heart, I have to mug up. I always keep them for the end. like microbiology. There are some classifications, action of the extraocular muscles, or enzymes in biochemistry. I will keep them for the last 3 weeks, that I will make a chart, and I'm going to revise them at the last phase of my exam. So what happens when you are competing against me during grand test? I'm weak in those parts, but at last phase of my preparation, I accelerate myself, and I'm going to memorize all of this. And now the person you're competing against is completely different and much better version of me. So if you're already like prepared well and have a very good rank in grand test, there are high chances that you will have a similar rank in your final exam. But people tend to have a different mindset when they write a grand test, and they have a different mindset when they have a final exam. So whenever you have a good result in your grand test, do not be very happy. Just take it as a positive side and move forward. If you don't get a good result in a grand test, just go through the questions and note down the topics, not the questions. So see in which topic you did more mistakes. So go back to your notes, go back to your review book, and again revise those notes. See what happens. There is a very good example. Like whenever you are starting a preparation, so NEET PG result is out, and now everybody is thinking about starting again. So we all have a different baggage with us. So some people, so this is a race. So I'll explain you how this is a race. So some people are in Ferrari. I mean, whose preparation is very good. So they have a Ferrari. So they are ahead in the race already at the beginning. Second group, who have studied well but not well able to revise enough. So they have a super bike. So there's a Ferrari competing with a super bike. Then there is a third group who have read their material, who have attended their class, but they have no idea, okay, how I'm going to combine all this together. So they are cars, but they have read during their UG. So these people are in car, a normal car who are competing. Then there is a fourth group who is on the bike. So these are the people who have again giving the attempt, who are giving the repeat attempt, and they have just studied their basic things. And then the last group is the cycle. So those who are just starting, beginning, they are on the cycle. So imagine if cycle has to compete with the Ferrari, how much you will have to read and how much information you have to collect. So you should be able to compete with the Ferrari. But again, those who are in the Ferrari, they are the people who are in the top 500 rank. So it's very difficult for the person with the on the cycle is to compete with the person who is in Ferrari. But he can definitely improve himself and compete with the guy who is in the car. And the car is the group who are between 5,000 to 20,000. This is also going to fetch you a good seat. So you have to try better and at least make yourself good enough to compete with the person who is in the car. And if you're good enough, you can again reach compete with the guy in the Ferrari. So whenever you are starting your race, know how much you are ready, know how much your potential, know what is your branch of choice, and what rank do you need to fetch that rank. It's not that you blindly start preparing and you just read anything you want and you expect a good rank. There's a lot of planning, there's a lot of discipline, there's a lot of persistence that goes into planning. So again, guys, for whenever you are planning a study material, when you are following your notes, there are some mistakes which I also did, which I told you: do not read multiple books and do not go behind these books. Then there is one more question that I get from a lot of people, that they have already done their classes like test and discussion or regular classes uh, first, and now they are repeating the exam. So should I join class again? So again, I'll say there is no point in joining the class again if you have attended your class once, because class is basically for the concept clearing. Because there are a lot of books available where you can read and understand, and you can get a lot of information. So this I don't really feel any need of that. What you can do is you can join test and discussion where the classes happen at the end of week, where you can revise whatever you have read throughout the week, and you can be have a updated information, whatever new information is coming. These people in the test and discussion are going to feed you with that information. So that is what I feel what should be your approach for notes for study material and for the classes. Then the final thing is about whenever you're preparing, people say ki whenever I come out of, when I say that whenever I'm answering the questions, why it feels familiar but the result does not correlate. Again, I say that guys, the person who is going to set your exam question, your age is his experience. So imagine how he is going to think. He knows what you don't know. So the key is revision, 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 and revision. Again, I said how not to get bored during revision is by changing the subject. I would divide my day into multiple subjects. Like theory, I would divide into three different subjects. So I don't get bored. If I'm bored, I read 2 hours of medicine, I get bored, I'll switch to dermatology. If I get bored, then I'll switch to the radiology. But not more than three. It is not advisable because then everything will mix up. So 2 to 3 subjects you can interchange, and MCQs are always there. Do not forget to solve MCQs during this period. So guys, this is what I wanted to tell you regarding study material. In my previous videos, I have explained how to make the schedule and timetable. So go through these videos and let me know what difficulties you face in the comment section. Also, let me know what you want me to include in the next videos, and subscribe to this channel so that we can disseminate this information in the PG as well. So thank you guys and best wishes.